Right now, here after the CMA Awards on ABC, we begin with breaking news for you at 11 o'clock. The president signing the Epstein bill tonight, clearing the way for the release of the documents. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt. We learned from Donald Trump himself in a lengthy social media post tonight, turning the attention back to the Democrats. Trump posting at 8:20 tonight, saying in part, quote, perhaps the truth about these Democrats and their associations with Jeffrey Epstein will soon be revealed because I have just signed the bill to release the Epstein files, exclamation mark. Now, the architect behind the bill is Kentucky Republican Congressman Thomas Massie. We asked him today the question so many of you have been asking, will we really get the true documents? He says the bill limits exemptions.
They could try to mitigate the release, but, by, for instance, opening investigations in certain areas. The legislation only allows for very narrowly tailored exemptions to the releases, and the exemptions can only be temporary. Well, I had to fight the speaker, the president, the vice president, the FBI director, and the attorney general on this. They all turned against the notion of releasing the Epstein files. But what we had were the survivors on our side and public opinion, and we were able to push this through.
Massie talking with us earlier today, but the bill states the Justice Department may withhold or redact the identities and personal and medical files of the Epstein victims. Here's what the Attorney General Pam Bondi said about the release when asked if active investigations might impact the release of new documents.
So we have released over 33,000 Epstein documents to the Hill, and we'll continue to follow the law and to have maximum transparency. Also, we will always encourage all victims to come forward.
Now, the U.S. Department of Justice has 30 days to fully release the new documents. We have more tonight on the surprising announcement today that the popular Louisville Ironman is being canceled for next year. Organizers named the thing we're all tired of around here, the continuing road construction in our city. WHAS11 Night Team's Alex Dieterer and Levi Hammer are photojournalists getting reaction from a running club tonight.
The Pit Stop Runners Club goes through their drills.
We'll be going past Melwood Art Center to the intersection of Edith and Melwood.
And maps out their 3-mile course through New Lou.
And take that all the way down and it'll come right back here.
About 10 miles shy of the running leg in the Ironman 70.3 Louisville, which has been coming to Louisville for almost 20 years.
It's a big thing for Louisville.
And is now taking a pause.
Kind of a bummer for the city, in my opinion.
The event that attracts 2,000 athletes is not returning in 2026 because of upcoming and continuing construction projects on Louisville's roads and highways, like River Road and I-65 and I-71.
Louisville's a big enough city that you all could have figured out a different route.
I think it's important for the community to understand the magnitude of that particular event and the stresses that it puts on our infrastructure of roadways and closures.
Louisville Sports Commission CEO Greg Fonte says given the construction, the Kentucky Department of Transportation could not guarantee the closure of the needed roads for the 70.3-mile race.
At the end of the day, that is their venue. That is what it takes to produce the event. And so for us, it's about stepping out of the way, being a good community member and partner.
In a statement, Mayor Craig Greenberg said, quote, while we know this is disappointing news, we look forward to welcoming the event back once these needed infrastructure improvements are complete.
The hope is that we can negotiate a favorable contract for them to return in 2027. We've started those conversations.
Let's get it on three. 1, 2, 3. Let's get it! I got you.
Louisville athletes now hoping the Ironman will cross the finish line once again in 2027. In Louisville, Alex Dieterer, the WHAS11 Night Team, on your side.
Fonte told us that the city still has a good relationship with Ironman and is hopeful that the race will be back in 2027. Well, our weather tonight is also something to talk about. We have had fog in the area for most of the day. It didn't burn off, so Is it going to get worse overnight? It's an important question for you in the morning, and our chief meteorologist Mallory Schnell is joining me here on the night team with an update, and I'm sure you have an answer, Mallory.
Yes, Doug. It does look like it'll at least linger overnight. Our weather conditions will not be changing. We're not going to have any winds that will help kind of mix it out here, and we have the right combination of weather ingredients for fog to form. Temperatures right now are in the 40s to lower 50s across Kentuckiana. Take a look at our dew points. The exact numbers here, very similar to our actual air temperatures. And when our temperatures get close to the dew points and you have light winds, that really allows that fog to form because you have a lot of low-level moisture there. So we have calm winds across the area. Yes, we are expecting more patchy fog to form overnight. Could be dense in spots tomorrow morning, so keep that in mind for your morning commute. Temperatures, though, as a result, not changing all too much, just cooling down a degree or two, staying in the 40s. And then tomorrow we are expecting those high temperatures back in the 50s. We do have rain chances returning tomorrow, especially for our southern counties, really ramping up Thursday night into Friday, but thankfully we're going to dry out with some sunshine just in time for the weekend. We'll talk much more about all of that coming up in our 7-day forecast. Doug.
Mallory, thanks so much. All news since 6 o'clock right now from the night team. Several miles away from the UPS crash zone in the South End, another kind of investigation is continuing. The waterways that carried away oil and jet fuel after the crash. MSD says they are now down to 3 sites that they've been investigating. WHAS11 night team's Clarice Shaley and photojournalist Levi Hammer are in one neighborhood 20 minutes away from the airport.
Come on, you can come out now, come on.
Going outside,
You gotta be gentle,
to the back pond,
gentle.
is a part of Nancy Bryant and her dog's
That's Serenity.
day.
Yeah.
Bryant needed to know,
With her out here, you have those concerns, you know.
was the water safe? She says Pond Creek behind the tree line feeds into her pond. She lives 20 minutes from the UPS crash zone.
She doesn't go all the way in, just enough to get muddy paws, and then she jumps out.
And Serenity drinks from it. Bryant says an MSD worker answered the call a little over a week ago to check her pond.
He went out there, he checked the water, smelled the water, whatever they do to know if there's a problem. And he saw no problems.
The pond was cleared, but Bryant has been asked to keep an eye on it. Parts of Pond Creek at Legacy Park have been cleared of workers. Only a few were out Wednesday compared to the crew 5 days after the UPS plane crash. A slight sheen can still be seen over the water while containment booms still line the Louisville waterway, which also runs near where the plane crashed after leaving the airport.
It's estimated that around 95% of those materials that were spilled during the crash have been collected.
Runoff cleanup continues with over 900,000 gallons of oily liquid already collected by a contractor. Now the focus is down to 3 sites.
I would expect to have some sort of containment on these sites for the next couple of months.
Peace of mind for Bryant.
MSD took the time to come out and actually address my concern. Come on, baby girl.
As Serenity carries out her daily routine. With photojournalist Levi Hammer, Clarice Shaley, WHAS 11 night team on your side.
Now, as for drinking water, that all along has been deemed safe and not impacted in any way. People are still being asked to keep their pets away, though, and to avoid the northern and the southern ditches and Pond Creek right there in South Louisville. Tomorrow night, the Louisville Orchestra hosting a tribute concert to honor the lives who were lost. The 3-man flight crew from UPS and 11 people on the ground. This free event is tomorrow night at Whitney Hall at the Kentucky Center for the Performing Arts on Main Street. Doors open at 6 and the music will start at 7. The city says it will also provide free parking for the concert in the Park Riverfront parking garage owned by the city on North 6th Street. Again, this is a free concert. Tonight, we have a brand new update from a story that we first told you about this summer. The building that was once the Kroger store on South 3rd Street near U of L and Churchill Downs is now officially up for sale. You can see video right here of the old Kroger store and the sign there and the auction on the door as crews work to clean out the building. In a statement today, Jessica Sharp with the Kroger Company says, quote, "The building is currently for sale. The auction signage referred only to an equipment auction taking place inside the building and is not related to the sale of the property itself," end quote. This Kroger supermarket location, which is located in the Wilder Park neighborhood, was one of the 60 stores being closed by the company across the United States. Right here, new tonight on the night team. The Catholic Charities of Louisville says they're in an urgent need of food donations for their operating pantries. The Louisville Archbishop Sheldon Faub is calling on the faithful followers to help. Catholic Charities says they're seeing an increase in demand within their food pantries. They normally serve 130 families a week. That has now increased to more than 150. With the addition of evening hours, like they held today, that brings in another 35 to 70 families. And they told us what items they need from donors to continue this generous support.
So some staples that we can always use are peanut butter, canned tuna or tuna pouches, baby food, shelf-stable milk is a big one. Frozen meat is always appreciated, really everything, but those shelf-stable canned fruits and vegetables, fruit cups.
Catholic Charities also noticed an increase when SNAP benefits were not being handed out. If you need assistance right now, we have some information for you on your screen. The organization hosts this food pantry every Wednesday and Thursday from 10 a.m. to noon, except Thanksgiving Day. To schedule a drop-off time or set up a donation that you'd like to make, email donations@archlou.org. Again, that email address is donations@archlou.org. Well, the city's Christmas tree has been delivered to downtown Louisville thanks to a family's donation from Valley Station. How it got here, coming right up.
And here's a check of today's Kentucky Lottery jackpots. Mega Millions, $60 million. Powerball, $593 million.
The Kentucky Lottery, funding education for over 1 million Kentucky students.